Hello, my name is Matt, and welcome to League of Legends in Minecraft Update 6. Now, Jordan's not here, he's away, and we did have videos pre-recorded, so this wasn't really needed, but I discovered World Painter, which is a program that probably everyone knows about, and it lets you create worlds really easily. Well, not really easily, really professional looking. And I decided, well, you know what, I may as well just draw, because you can draw out the map basically. So I took a picture of Valorant and drew the whole thing on, and then selected Freljord, and I've just been working on Freljord today. And this is where Camp of the Winter's Claw is going to be, because we're going to use this world from now on. It'll be separate from the Runecraft world now. It'll be on a separate world, and basically this is even bigger than the last one. I think it looks it definitely, but this is the island that Camp of the Winter's Claw is on, or is going to be on. And I've kept the same layout as the previous one, except I've now done all of Freljord, and up there, where there was just like a forest, George spent ages doing, I feel pretty bad for him, we voxeled the floor and then he planted each tree for tree. Now, it was okay, but it still didn't look too good. Despite the amount of effort he put in, it was still not brilliant. So that sort of like made me not want to work on that project, and that's why there hasn't been a lot of League of Legends in Minecraft for a while, because I've just not had the motivation for it. But now with this program, I think that's going to change, because as you can see if I fly up now, this is where Camp of the Winter's Claw is going to be. It's still roughly the same shape, and of course the ocean and the ice actually fades away now because I've done that. And this is what the sides look like. It still needs a bit of work, because I've just chosen, I don't know, 4 layers of snow blocks and then the snow fancy on top, which is pretty cool. For people who don't know, the ice, like the snow layers, in game, it does exist. There are every single layer all the way up to a full block. It's just that they're not in the game. They're in the game, but they don't generate, and I don't know why. Maybe because Notch doesn't like it because it's not blocky enough, because that's why he doesn't like half blocks and things like that. But, you know, I think it looks amazing, and I just got tabbed out for some reason. But doesn't matter. So these are all in here, and this program makes use of that. Now, these canyons look so much better than the last ones, but I do agree with some of you who are probably thinking they don't look too good because of like bits of dirt and bits of stone. I can fix that. I'm going to redo that. It's just every time I want to export this world, I have to export it every single time, and it takes about half an hour to export the world. And this is just Freljord. I mean, I've got the entire map laid out. It is 10,000 by 7,000, and that is how big it's going to be. Freljord isn't that. The entire map, Freljord's like 1/45th of that. But you'll see very soon that Freljord is enormous. So we'll go up here. In fact, no, actually, we'll go to where the Citadel is going to be, because that was the next place we built. So it's still a canyon, it's still an ice canyon. This is another problem, since what it does is it generates like normal terrain underneath, so you could let's play on this thing basically, that ores do generate and things like that. So it could be a full-on let's play map, which is sweet to think really. But that also means underwater pockets also spawn, and a lot of them have. So I'm going to go around that and disable those so they don't exist next time I export it. I mean, I'm going to have to export it loads, because when I add in like Piltover, Demacia and stuff, I'm going to terraform the entire thing and we'll just build on top of it, because it'll look so much better and it can be done so much faster. This would have been literally 2 or 3 or even 4 months of work, what I'm about to show you. I spent all day doing it, but in comparison, that's nothing. See more water there. I've literally spent about 7 or 8 hours doing this. But it's been fun, because I've been exploring like new things to build with and stuff, and this isn't loading up. This always happens when I'm recording, which is a shame really. If I wasn't recording, this would have all loaded up. So I can't really fully show you what it's like, but that's where like the Nexus thing is going to be. And then when this finally decides to load up, any second now. It's quite high up, so I better fly around the outside. I was worried this was going to happen. So when it decides to, come on, getting there, keep going. So yeah, you can see straight away these canyons are much better, because they are ice peaks as well, they're mountains, which is sweet. So this is where the Citadel is going to be. We're going to be rebuilding the Citadel, and we're going to be time-lapsing it as well, because I've been using Cam Studio a bit more, and it's just fun to use. So definitely going to use that to make some time lapses. And no, don't unload now, come on. It's a piss take. I'm recording. Come on. But yeah, anyway, you can see that's the ice level that's the top of all the peaks. This place is just ice, so I suppose it's not even worth showing. So we'll go over here. In fact, I'm going to quickly stop recording and let it load up. In fact, I might have to do that quite a lot during this video because there is so much to show. So back in a second. Okay, so it loaded up straight away. I was over there a second ago. This is up where the old forest was. It's a new forest. It procedurally generates, but because I chose it to. And it's pretty damn cool, if I'm honest. This is where the old Avarosa ice flow was. Now, this was going to be the new Avarosa ice flow, but I made a bigger one somewhere else and thought, you know what, that could be the Avarosa ice flow instead. So what this place is going to be called is like Northern Avarosa or something like that. I don't know. It's still going to have Avarosa in the name because I like that word. It's fun to say. So just looking at that looks pretty cool. Nice gradual landscapes, which is something we've not ever seen before, which is sweet. And then we'll come over here. This is going back towards, what's it called, the canyon, and it's not loading again. But you know, what do we expect? But basically, this is what Freljord will look like everywhere. Epic scenery. So I'm going to cut again, and probably going to go to somewhere else I think was cool, probably in that direction. So again, back in a moment. Okay, so this wasn't the bit I wanted to show, but I thought since I'm passing it's pretty good. This is part of the place where I've just set it as plains. Well, I'm not the biome plains, I've just made it as plains. I've not put trees here because it looks so nice to floor like this. I just thought making an area like this, and see there's another one going. It just updates when I go nearby, and another one and another one. But you know, they're all going to be gone. But this looks, how nice does this look? Seriously, even though I've built it, and of course I'm biased, this looks bloody nice. So I'm going to keep going this way. And also as well, it's sort of like in places that is hilly, it's harder to move around on because of the half blocks. But when it's flat like this, it's really easy. You can just run and you just get caught. Like, no, you run and you can just keep running, and it's sweet and it's awesome until you get a hole like that. But you know, there we go. Another mountain range. This looks sweet. Again, another massive one. We'll keep going over here. This is what, yeah, this is like the bit that I like the most, really. It's got a nice flat area, but mountains either side of it. This is Freljord. Jesus Christ, this is what we wanted, really. But if you look back on the server one, if you do warp Freljord or warp Valorant, because they all work, you'll see that it doesn't even compare. As good as Voxling is that you just can't get as gradual because you don't have all these half blocks. Well, we do, but there's no way of world editing this without doing it ourselves, and that would take absolutely ages to do. So we can't really consider that as an option for building. So that's why I'm going to do it. I mean, it's only snow that does this. So when we have like deserts and things, it's not going to be like this. But deserts aren't going to be this mountainous. So it's getting night time. Temps at 0. And we'll come up here. This is just, you get a better view up here. You know, it's what you expect. And also as well, I like to point that it generates with what's it called, tall grass every now and again. Like that, and it just breaks it up and it looks nice and it feels like it goes on forever. This is what we want an RPG world to be like, and we want Valorant to be our RPG world. Eventually, if this ever comes to the server and we have a cool questing system, this place is going to be jam-packed with quests. Not just this snowy area, all of it. But here we go. You want to get a sledge and just go sledging down here. It looks sweet. And then, in fact, actually I think over here, if I fly up here quickly, I think I found out why it stopped generating. It's when I'm flying, I'm going faster, but when I'm walking, it has enough time to do it. So if I just walk and go over the peak now, I think this is the edge of Freljord. Basically, Freljord is about 40 blocks. Yeah, it is 40 blocks higher than what the normal height is going to be. Everything else is going to be at the normal height, roughly. I mean, it'll give or take. It's not going to be flat. That's the great thing. It's going to fluctuate between different height levels, but Freljord is the most northern point of it, and it's the high ground, basically. It is going to be about 40 or so blocks higher than what everywhere else is. So the sea level is where things are going to be. It's going to be like, I don't know, about 10 blocks above this, maybe 20, 30 sometimes. Freljord is the high ground. And then we've got all this like fractured ice, which is cool. And another, Jesus Christ, it gets worse. That looks sweet without that. It looks pretty good, I suppose. But over here, this is another place, because this is different to everywhere else, because the rest of it, yeah, it's great. It's got hills, it's got mountains, it's got forests. This is completely different because I've used a different tool for it. But, you know, we want to have I'd rather have a waterfall there, not just jutting out of that there. That's a bit rubbish. So we'll come over here, because over here, this sort of connects to another place. I can't remember the name of it. It's on the other side of Serpent Shrine, Serpentine River even. Serpentine River is the one that runs through Summoner's Rift as well, but this is the most northern point of it. And I thought, it's more northern than the rest of Valoran, the rest of Freljord, but I think of like Howling Fjord when I think of that out of WoW, which I can't remember where it's themed off. It's Norse themed basically, but I just picture it to be like this really, grassy with small little peaks with these cool things. I have no idea what they're called, but I discovered it in World Paint and thought, yep, sweet having those. And it's like a little bay really. It's not really, again, it's something that's just not needed, but I just thought, you know what, this can go here. And it paid off. It looks sweet, and it goes out pretty far. In fact, I think that's the end of it there. Three, and then there's one more little island there. And then, yes, it's sweet. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. So I'm looking forward to doing the rest of it, because there's lots of mountain ranges in Valoran. And they'll be bigger as well, because those mountains will start from the floor, like this mountain here. When you look up from here, enormous. When you look at it from Freljord, not so big, because the floor in Freljord is actually at 158, I think, or something like that. So the floor in Freljord is there. So, you know, it's still pretty damn tall from here, but from there, much bigger. So the mountain ranges in the mainland, like in the centre, the bit where the Institute of War is and stuff, is going to be huge. But, you know, you can't build this in Minecraft. It's too good, really. Like, we're gonna have something here maybe, like that's gonna be frozen ice and stuff. But I built this here as well to sort of, because I sort of like, when I build these, I don't really build with a plan. I built a mountain there and thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool with a trough around it? Then I ended up splitting it off the mainland, which was pretty cool. And I thought, no, I'll add it back on. But then you couldn't get to it, because that's why I spawned, because I didn't change my spawn because I was stupid. So I added this. It could do with a bit of work probably, but you know, I can do that later on. But it just gives you a path to walk over onto it. And maybe if we have like an actual path, like a cobblestone path going through all this from the city, and then this is a bridge instead. It'd be epic. It looks epic anyway. But I'm going to go over, because we're on the far western side of it at the moment. In fact, I'm going to go over to the far eastern side, which is where the Avarosa ice flow is, and show you that, because that's a pretty cool area. So back in a second again. Okay, so I'm finally here. That actually took a lot longer than I thought, and I was flying, so that made me happy. This is the Avarosa ice flow, big mountain range behind us. On the other side is the canyon. The canyon floor is further down, because this is, in fact, no, actually, it's higher up. This is actually low ground, I think. 109, no, never mind, this is the high ground. The other side, the canyon, goes up then really far down. So over here you have the Avarosa ice flow. Now this place is a lot bigger than the last one. So as such, instead of having a crappy little graggy ice building, it's going to be a full-on factory on that coastline there. Now, it doesn't look like there's anything else here. It looks like this finally cuts out into the low grounds. You'd be wrong, because when you come over here, this is actually encased. This is actually a circle, and round the outside of the entire thing you have a mountain biome. Of course, it's not going to load up at the moment, so I'm going to cut the camera again and just get it to quickly load. So 3, 2, 1, and we're back. And so that was where I was before, just flying over there, and this is the mountain range around it. This one I'm quite happy with. I don't think I'll be changing this one, because this looks sweet. But if we come up here, there is something I will be changing, because yeah, there's a tree there. Okay, that's pretty cool, because I select the area that I want to have trees planted on, but I like how it just forces it to go there, because World Age just wouldn't do that. So if we come up over here, in fact I think it's here now actually, if we let this load up, this is the one problem at the moment, you can get stuck really easily. Oh, it's loading up. Ignore the paradox of a snow block next to a bit of lava for now. That will be fixed, that's what I'm going to change. Basically, this is a really high peak. It's at 244. This is one of the highest peaks in Freljord, but I went over the height limit when I built this. This was about 300 blocks high. I went, whoops, can't do that. So I subtracted the middle bit, and I actually dipped it down. And I thought, you know what, that actually makes like a good area for a volcano. So I added in lava, and then used that same trick that I used in the sea over on the western side, and created this. It's still forcing it to load up. But you know, that looks pretty cool. The only thing I'm going to change is, of course, all these blocks around the outside. Rather than being snow, it's going to be obsidian or something like that. But I'm fairly happy with it. In fact, I'm very happy with it. That's a pretty badass looking volcano, if you ask me, if it loaded up. which I'm really annoyed about, really. I'll try and get some other clips maybe that'll fix that, but you know, it's hard to do, really. I'll probably take some images and I'll upload the images somewhere like Reddit or something, so you can probably see it on there eventually. Probably not. It depends, and I need to make it day again. And finally, over here is just one little small section of the Avarosa ice flow. Basically, what it is it's a big ring of mountains, ring of trees, which are really smooth rolling hills, like the ones in the WoW map. So I'm really pleased about that. The Avarosa ice flow, and then when I was filling this up, it actually dipped in there and here, and I thought that looks pretty cool. So I put a hill here, and look at that view. I am really pleased with that. Again, I know it looks similar to everywhere else, it's the same trees and the same blocks, but it's just more of it. And when we come out of Freljord, it'll be different. It'll be grassy, it'll have trees, it'll have bushes. It'll look amazing. So that's basically what's been going on with this project. We've actually technically restarted because this is a completely different map. But what we're going to be doing is we're rebuilding the citadel, and we'll probably be importing the buildings from the Camp of the Winter's Claw. As for the Avarosa mine, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that at the moment. It's probably still going to be there, or we'll either take out the interior things I built that I found cool and put them somewhere else, like outside, or just not have it there completely. But we want places to explore, and that's why we built that. It's sort of like we put the mine there to compensate for it not having much of an exploring value, because it just all looked the same. It was all just snow. Don't say anything, that just popped up at the wrong time. It's just pure snow. But this actually does, it feels like it goes on forever. And for the most part it does, because Freljord is the same size as the RuneScape free-to-play. So think of the RuneScape free-to-play that we've built, and then think of this. This is exactly the same size. And this is 1/45 of Valorant, so, you know, this has been quite a long update. And to be honest, actually, when I'm looking at that, that's pretty cool, because that's pretty damn vertical there. So, I can't remember, I don't know what I did there for that, but, you know, that looks pretty sweet. It's all snow, but, you know, I can change that. But next time I export it. I'll probably export it and I'll probably have Piltover built, something like that. But the plan now is for me to terraform the entire map, draw out the entire thing. All the custom terrain will be built for us then. I'll have all that done. That's still going to take at least a month. It's still going to take ages. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's going to take a second. Because this took me ages as well. And this is 1/45, like I keep saying. So for 8 hours to do that, it's going to take a while for the whole thing to be done. But it's going to be worth it. It'll speed it up by about a year. And that's not an exaggeration. Because if I had the terrain for RuneScape already built like this, it wouldn't be flat like it is sort of at the moment. It'd be hilly, but not that hilly. But it'd be like this. It'd be sweet, wouldn't it? Like it'd be rounded sort of thing. And then I'd have like the river Lum already in it, because I can overlay him. I'd overlay him in it there. I would overlay an image. I'd get that done. I'd get the shoreline done. I'd get all like the swamp biomes and stuff done. Then all we'd have to do is have the buildings. And if we had all that done, because most of the time the hard part for Runecraft is building the terrain first. But I can do it so much quicker with this now. And it's great, because to be honest, we did the free-to-play without any revamps in 6 months. That's pretty fast, but if we had this like this, it would have taken us 2 months at least. And that's pretty damn quick, so, you know, it's a good step forwards, because I'd say for Podcrash, building is our main focus. Most people came for our project videos, like this one. Look at that. This one, RuneScape and Pokemon. So, you know, with this tool, we can make that even better. So, on that note, I will see you in the next video, guys.